As 2021 has come to a close, I've decided to revisit my coaster rankings. I rode 40 new coasters across 3 different states in 2021 in my first full year as an enthusiast. I didn't have a YouTube channel in 2020, but I did create my first ever coaster rankings at the end of the year. So today we're going to take a quick look at that newbie list and compare it to my current top 10 coasters in my next video. My coaster count is currently 59, but my top 10 now consists of some pretty solid rides that it certainly lacked last year. The plan is to revisit these lists every year as I continue to travel to new parks and see my opinions change over time as I ride more coasters. But first, if you're new to the channel or you've been enjoying my content, go ahead and hit the like button as it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. While you're at it, subscribe to my channel as well so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. At the close of 2020, I had ridden a whopping total of 19 roller coasters. Far from what I was expecting my coaster count to be that year, but certain circumstances presented themselves, so I made do with what I got. I became an enthusiast in 2019, where I picked up 6 new credits before adding on 2 at the tail end of 2020. My top 10 coasters that year were as follows. Number 10, Blue Hawk at Six Flags Over Georgia. Obviously an upgrade from Ninja, which I fortunately did not ride. I still found this ride rough, but bearable enough to enjoy. The color scheme and the setting over the water really caught my attention as a coaster noob. And a new train and restraints made the ride a lot more enjoyable. Number 9, Screaming Eagle at Fun Spot Atlanta. I barely remembered riding this coaster back in elementary school, but I rode it with my best friend at the time, and it made me feel brave as a kid. So it got a spot on this list. I had the opportunity to re-ride this coaster in 2021, and let me tell you, don't sleep on this coaster. The ejector air time is seriously amazing. Number 8, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. The first of many Orlando coasters on this list. I remember this being a great themed ride with excellent laterals, and I kept getting tossed into my friend sitting next to me. It was hilarious. I can't wait to revisit this one in the future to see how it stacks up against my current lineup. Number 7, Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. Okay, this one low-key traumatized me with my fear of coasters at the time. I rode it the same day as Big Thunder Mountain, but it was far more thrilling. Not knowing where I was going in a pitch black enclosure was enough to make it feel like this ride was going 60 plus miles per hour, when it obviously does not. I'm not sure which side I rode, so I'll ride both sides whenever I return to Disney World in the future to make sure I've got both these credits. Number 6, Batman the Ride at Six Flags Over Georgia. I rode this for the first time on the same day that I rode Blue Hawk for the first time, and this ride is far superior. Batman clones are known for their intensity, but this one in particular packs even more of a punch. I staggered when I got off of this ride on a cold day in December. If you're a fan of intensity, this ride is for you. Number 5, Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World. You're probably starting to see that I really value theming on a ride, and this ride is no exception. Even with the broken Yeti animatronic, it kind of blew my younger mind that this coaster could go backwards when I rode it, and coincidentally scared me equally as much as Space Mountain at the time. I remember this ride having good speed and actually pulling some decent positives. I currently consider it the best coaster on Walt Disney World property that I've ridden. Number 4, Escape from Gringotts at Universal Studios Florida. One of the most immersive coasters ever created. The queue and pre-show really set the stage for what you were about to experience. And there's a tilt track to start off the ride, followed by what is actually a pretty great drop. The spinning trains and how they interact with each other is one of my favorite parts of this ride. If you're a fan of the Harry Potter franchise, you've got to experience this attraction for yourself. Number 3, Mindbender at Six Flags Over Georgia. My first ever coaster with an inversion. Please keep in mind that this was the old Mindbender, before Six Flags ruined it in my opinion, with the refurb that they did to such a classic ride. The ride is still fun, but it doesn't pull the same forces that it used to. If you rode this coaster prior to 2020, you know what I'm talking about. Rest in peace, Mindbender. Number 2, Twisted Cyclone at Six Flags Over Georgia. My first RMC. And sure, it's a smaller one, but it's hard to top its pace. This thing takes one action-packed element after another, full of ejector airtime and highlighted by its patented wave turn. This ride left me speechless because it was so different from anything else I had ridden. I can't believe that Atlanta is soon to be home to not one, but two RMC hybrids. As much as I enjoyed Twisted Cyclone, one other coaster topped it in my original rankings. Number 1. Revenge of the Mummy at Universal Studios Florida. This could be considered the coaster that started it all, with its top-notch theming and what I thought at the time was an insane launch. This was a ride I was previously scared of and finally stepped outside of my comfort zone to ride, and I'm glad to see it receiving some TLC from the park. Hopefully they get that cup of coffee while it's down. Thank you all for watching. That wraps up my top 10 coasters as of the end of 2020. I know. Pretty bad, right? That's why I thought these videos were such a fun idea. How bad do you think my original rankings are? Let me know in the comments below, along with what your original rankings looked like, and I'll be sure to respond. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing to my channel, so you don't miss my current rankings next week and other future videos to follow. I'm currently working on a lot of different rankings videos that I'm excited to share with you in the future, both here on YouTube, as well as over on Instagram, where you can follow me at Dr_Coaster. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.